So if you've got something of the two, so they are different in terms of, this is like a house brick, and then this is like a swimming float. And then finding space on the floor, make sure you're warm. I have got a jumper with me. It's just on the edge of cool tonight in here, so if at any point I'm wearing something different, you know why. Wake up and it's a different day. Good. And just have them off to the side for now. Take a journey onto the mat. And I just want you to lay down first of all. We're going to do a little lay down, get into the mood. We will be turning into a standing down dog dangling for a few minutes, but not quite yet. I don't want to start you there. But it's also then challenging to relax too much and then come up all the way. But I would love for us to get started with the energy of the body. And just close your eyes. It's our relaxing space. Pippin, help me check that you guys can hear music and me okay. But just have the thumbs up. Amy, can you? Yeah, it's all okay. Cool. I'm just setting the timer. And in this position, whether you've got your feet grounded or legs long, that's up to you. Find position and relax. Every breath out, easing your body just that little bit more. Notice the body starting to ease its weight onto the ground. The most we can get out of the body is when the body's relaxed. Clear indication to the body is that of breath in and long, slow breath out. Notice ease down your legs. And a heaviness between the two hips and shoulders. And then the back of the head. Arms wherever is touching the ground. Bring your mind present to the whole body and scan. See if there's some space of the body that's still tight. Any tension in the physical body. And as if you could magically relax it. Take your focus there. And ease the muscles mind to body. When you feel that you've eased the focus of that part of the body, then scan the spine in terms of neck, shoulder blades, mid and lower back, all the way to the tailbone. This is where we're going to keep our focus today. Do thinking into the first pose, which is laying butterfly. So bring your feet together, knees wide, and you're welcome to keep your upper body where it is, or take your arms overhead. Now the ease and focus of your body. It's important that we find the space down on the ground. And if the arms are comfortable overhead, this is going to be speaking to the shoulders, connecting to the spine and the upper ribs. With the legs, knees wide, feet quite close towards you, as much as is comfortable, to gain a stretch in the hips, the front of the thighs, in terms of the inner thigh. But also undoing tension through the lower back. So your spine is getting a signal, top and bottom of the spine, to ease. So feel heavy in the back of your hands on the floor. Feel heavy through the elbows. And no tension in the shoulders. Then feel the connection of your soles of feet together. Maybe even warmth. Let the thighs be easy, relaxed, and the knees heavy, opening the stretch in the front of the hip. And with the open hip, easing through the spine. Find complete relaxation in the stretch. stay focused with keeping your whole body relaxing. So if you notice any connection to a contraction of even the smallest kind, reduce it. Notice if your body's getting lower toward the floor, such as the elbows, the knees, and anywhere under the body, such as the nape of neck and the curve of the lower spine. Take a deep breath. As you breathe out, bring your arms down if they're overhead. On the next breath, let your knees very slowly come up together and take your feet as wide as your mat is narrow. Let your knees drop together. Start to draw knees into the body. We're going to stretch out the back by hugging the knees. Now at this point you may want to grab your block or brick and slide under the hips so that when you come into a kneel, your hips are a little higher than it is without. So letting your lower back be raised rather than grounded. You can find a jumper to do this, a pillow, any kind of block. Nothing too high, nothing too big, just enough to ease the spine. And then if you're hugging the knees, check the knees are wide of your stomach so that you're able to breathe comfortably. How much can you relax your shoulders? How much can you let the weight of the body be in the upper back and completely free in the lower back? bring the knees together and very slowly land them down and take the block away. Roll onto your side. And just take a moment on your side so you can rest with your head on your arm if that's comfortable. And I'm interested to see how it is for the hips and the back at this stage with a combination that's upside down and using a little bit of weight through the body. So when the time's right for you, come up and over onto your hands and knees. Take a deep breath and find a space to lift into downward dog. This is a great spinal stretch. In the terms of complete ease, if you've got strength in your arms, you've got stability from the legs, and see if you can rest the weight of your head fully. Walk your hands towards your feet, nice and slowly. You can use a block through any of the 3 phases that helps you reach. The block doesn't have to be there if you don't need it. And then just allow yourself to hang, hold the opposite elbow. And again, I want you to identify the length of your spine. I want it to hang completely as if your head symbols a jewel and your spine is the chain, like a necklace or a dangling earring. Hands to floor. Turn your feet out as wide as your mat and slowly drop your hips towards the floor in a squat. And again, you can have the block if you need it. You can even have the block under the hips if you need it. It's like a little chair. There you go, perfect. There you go, perfect. So it's sitting on it that way, like in the medium size. So it's like a little chair for your hips if you need that. And then work on getting the knees wide and the hips low. And this is a really awesome move for the lower back. So without any stress in the body, which is why having the block, I've got it on its lowest setting and my bum's just on it but off it. So it sort of knows there's safety there rather than relying too much on it. But for sometimes it's a nice way to introduce ourselves towards the pose. Slowly, because we're shifting head up and down, gently walk your hands forward to down dog. Bring your feet in about the width of the block that you've got in position if you're using the brick. And we just go one more round, taking a deep breath. And then let your exhale really hang the head. Find freedom in the spine. Slowly into dangling earring. which is what it's actually called. I quite like the idea of the pendant and a necklace. Just hang. You've got the brick if you need it. Be comfortable enough. It's quite a strong move for the legs, but we want the legs to take the load so the spine will relax. Feel free to shift ever so slightly, creating length down the back of the ribs, and then finding that stillness for another 20 seconds. Hands to floor, transitioning feet wider, and bring your hips slowly to the squat one more time. Head comes up gently, body stays lifted through the chest, but your hips are low. Close the eyes and mentally lengthen the lower, deep lower spine. We're talking right into the very, very base. When you're ready, coming out of the pose, bring your hands forward, come onto the knees, move the brick out of the way, and have yourself in child pose with your arms down. If arms down gives you too much tension in the neck, bring your hands forward. We've got the hands above the head a couple of times, so I just thought it'd be nice to have the contrast. So find what's right for you. It's just a counter pose, so just another 10 seconds. Come up when you're ready to all fours. Draw your knees in and very slowly work your way down onto your belly. And all I want you to do is lay flat. I want you to find length in the body, just enough that you can lay, and try not to shift the hips too much. Coming slowly to Cobra. Draw the elbows by your ribs and lift your head up, pressing gently down with your palms. Feel the energy up. And this is a lovely shaping of back bending. So this is the action that gets us in a back bend when we're standing. And this is exactly how it should feel in some aspects. But the glutes are switched off because we're laying on the ground with our abdomen and legs. And the chin is at neutral height, so it's actually a little more lifted than is natural. If you find that this is creating great space for the back, but you could do with more, all you need to do is press through that hands and lengthen the spine. If you want something in between, take your hands further forward, but still straight. If that doesn't feel comfortable, come as high as you can onto your elbows. And deep breaths. This one always feels like a healing for the spine. Taking a good sense of blood flow to the lower back. Allow the breath to be easy. Trying to use the arms without too much contraction. Just another 45 seconds. When the time's right, let your body come down where it was before, stacking your palms together. Rest your forehead and try not to shuffle. When the time's right for you, coming slowly into all fours. Take a breath and just ease the spine up and down through cat and cow, checking in with how it's feeling so far. And then when you're ready, coming into a seated position, into straddle. So with your legs wide and then your body gently forward. Now we're not getting into the hamstrings, but we do need the hamstrings to have a little bit of length in them for snail, which is coming next. So this is more to do with warming your legs and de-stressing the back even more. The whole thing's about the spine. So sometimes a brick or the block is nice at this stage because you can use it to lean on. We want complete relaxation in this. We're not going for hamstring stretch, but we just want them to lengthen so they give us a good experience or better experience in snail. The wide leg is generally a little easier for people, but if it feels more comfortable with your legs more narrow, or if it's still really uncomfortable and causing stress in your back, lay down on your back and do a laying open V with your legs. Tuck your chin enough and reduce any tension through your upper body. Just let it be resting on the block, cushion, whatever you have, a blanket. Lets you have a bit more, take it. left. It might sound like a long time, but it's not really. So just checking that you're around 70 to 80% of a stretch. If it's too much more than that, ease away. And think about keeping the legs lengthening but the spine completely relaxed. No tension in the shoulder blades. That's why today it's nice to have something under the arms that gives you that support. It means you can relax the shoulders, arms, back. Very slowly, lift your body up gently and slowly, bringing the front of your body up first. Finding that length creep slowly into the spine. And then when you're ready, bring your feet flat to the mat and just do a little bit of windscreen wipers. Slow, real slow. So get there and let the massage of the body happen, let the hip release, and then when you go the other way, checking there's nothing in the way of the knees, just let the body land. Experience what's happening and where. And when you take time with it, rather than go side to side, sometimes it's a little bit sharper in the hip, but it takes more time. And as soon as you ease off and go the other way, shifts legs, one's super relaxed, one's getting a stretch. And you can even get with this lower body twist, because we're going to do twists as well on the ground. And it's sending a stress, de-stress signal through the spine. It's also taking away any pressure in your hips. So we're preparing the body for snail. So come towards the edge of your mat and make sure that there's nothing behind you. So I've got candles down that end, so I'm taking my legs the other way, so not to set fire to my socks. So just find some kind of direction, make sure you've got room behind you. And when you're in this position, I would ask you just to do a little bit of a hip bridge and then come down. Then bring your knees in. Now when you come out of the snail, I'm really keen for you to not flop out unless you need to, so try and come down gently, and no pressure in the abdomen, so keep your knees in this position as much as you can when you come out, and then you're welcome to land the feet when you finish. Alright, so using the hips in, and just start by pulling the knees in, and do it like a rocking horse. Feeling that the lower back's lengthening as you do that. And then when you're ready, give yourself a little bit of space with it. Find time to lift your hips up. Keep your chin tucked. Find the length of the hamstrings if your hamstrings are ready to, and let them drop toes to floor. You can have your knees bent if you prefer. Use your hands onto your back, supporting the spine. don't have to stay there for long. So I'm going to show you the way out. If you want to, you might not be able to see. If you just bend the knees, and it's like your hands help your spine come down. Then roll it onto the floor and hug your knees. Ease your lower back. And then land the feet if and when you need to. So experiencing what we're doing this week has been ahimsa, not attacking the body. If it feels stressful in the body, or we come out with stress, it can sometimes cause contraction. So it is important that when you bring the legs out, that we try not to contract anything in doing that. So I'll show you if you want to wait there, and I can show you, try the best I can. So when you're coming back from the position your legs have been wherever they are, just bring the knees in and use your hands to try and help lower it, and keep your knees close to your body so that when you get to that last bit it feels like it just falls down rather than loads anything through the core. Alright, want to try and stay relaxed in the spine, and then if you feel that you'd like a little counter pose in between, you lift your hips up, keeping your tail tucked. You can go again if it feels good to do so, or you can stay without it. It's personal choice. If you're going with snail, great. If not, bringing the knees towards your body. Whenever you're ready to come out of it, you come out. And again, when you lift the hip bridge, try not to leave your tail down, but tuck the tail under, and then lift with the tailbone tucked. You could do the hip bridge up and down a couple of times. It's not about getting the glutes in a full bridge, it's just about drawing muscle contraction to the back. Just a light one that engages its power back from exposed deep stretching. So counter poses are always opposite in some way, or easing to complement our joining muscle groups. And I'd like you to be still when you're ready. Have your feet wide, knees together, and just let your arms come off to the side, however's comfortable. And just take a moment for the spine to be at ease. take spinal twists. So when we're ready with spinal twist, we bring the knees towards us and take them over to one side. Reach the opposite arm up and away, and feel a sense of length and space around your lower back. And if you're doing this fully, you turn your head and look away from the legs, just enough that the whole spine, from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the neck, right at the top. Think of the crown itself, the base of the neck, and feel ease throughout the whole body. If you'd like a little bit more with the legs extended, then you just take the legs straight. It can be somewhere in between. In your mind, be with the inner body, full spine, tailbone to neck. I feel like you're unraveling any tension, a bit like a towel. You would spin it and squeeze so that you reduce the water out, wringing it out. I just feel like this is a really relaxing version of that, with tension through the spine from top to bottom, bottom to top. Notice your breathing. Let the stomach move with your breath. Nothing being held, only releasing stretch, no contraction anywhere, and freedom for the belly to move with the breath. time's right, we're going to start thinking about changing ways of the side of the body. Start with the arm coming down, head to neutral, and just bend the knees enough, lifting the top leg really slowly, and then the other leg will come when it's ready. Have your feet down and lay neutral. You might need to adjust your head, your hips and your shoulders. It sounded real New Zealand then. Your head comes out every now and then. Notice if one side of the body feels longer than the other, but the priority is deep relax through the spine. Please check in with the shoulders quite often. No tension in them. If we carry any tension, the body naturally remembers that, so it will contract randomly. You notice the body's already done that. So just keep checking in, keep easing it off. So that's a good enough amount of time for the spine to reset, and then we go the other way. So bring your knees into the body first, and then take them gently to the other direction from last time. Let the body settle, and then take the arm where it's comfortable. Notice the pressure in the body. And feel the length of the legs a bit more if you want them to be. And turn your head to the direction of the arm and away from the legs. Getting a nice full twist. Eyes closed, focus is completely internal. And we're mentally acknowledging that relax that's happening. And then scanning the body, checking in with it constantly with any creeping in contraction. Any too much of a stretch that comes, reduce, or if the stretch disappears, take a bit more. Notice if it's in the neck or where in the body there might be a bit of tension, and try easing it as if you can with your mind. Take a deep breath if you wish. Really let it go. In the next 10 seconds, just start to think about readjusting the body. Finding your way onto your back. Notice your straight body with your feet wide, knees together, and just let your arms come down into a low V. Think of the spine. You might feel a bit lopsided. It might feel like you're on an angle. It might feel like there's a nice fresh length in the spine. And be really aware of your breathing. Let the breath be deep to the belly. So as you breathe in, the diaphragm pushes down. Inhale, rises the belly. Exhale, the belly falls and cushions into the spine. Think of it like a type of C shape. In, down, around and forward and reverse. If your legs feel comfortable where they are, leave them so the spine has got no pressure whatsoever. You can also bring the soles of your feet together, or you can lay with your legs long. Every now and then, take a deep breath and just really sigh. Be completely free of tension in the whole body and stay focused with what that feels like for the mind and body. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, bring the knees towards you and come to happy baby, just really gently checking in with the spine. Maybe sway side to side. And then bring your knees together when you're ready as well. So it's not long in the pose or anything, it's just checking in, giving it some movement after complete stillness. And when the time's right for you, roll yourself onto the side. And slowly come up to one elbow. Then up to seated when you're ready. Pain. Banging at the door. Take a breath. And just feel length in your spine, but feel like it's air. Completely high with the crown of the head. Feel like you're just floating from your hips up. And when you're ready, bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart and tuck your chin. Honor your body to de-stress, re-energize, and be kind. The amount of stuff we bring into the body, taking time to release, working together. So respect your journey with it, with the honor of sharing it with each other. And when we share Namaste, it's for ourselves and each other. Namaste. Thank you. Well done. So I hope you feel a bit like floaty. If you feel, like, then try not to do too much this evening. The idea of doing the later session is that you can then just sort of drift through the rest of your evening if you can. Try not to wake your body up too much, because sometimes we can recharge. Right, stay nice and relaxed. If you've got any questions, feel free to if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. He came in because he was knocking at the door. Do you want to say hello? Now. Say hello. No. He said no. Funny thing. He's a very needy cat, like a dog. No. Alright. Any questions, feel free to let me know. If not, I'll see you. Anyone coming tomorrow at 10? Yeah? Perfect. I'll see you then. I haven't got a particular plan for tomorrow. I left it a bit open to see what you feel like tonight. So when I see you in the morning, let me know how was your sleep, how was your body, and we can work from what we've done today for tomorrow. Alright, and I'll do it upon what you need. Alright, cool. Yeah. Have a nice evening, everybody. Bye. 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 You alright?